Welcome to another video. Now in this video, we are going to talk about inequality. So the question goes thus: if x, y, z is greater than 0, that is, they are all positive, and x plus y plus z is equal to 1, prove that the reciprocal of x plus the reciprocal of y plus the reciprocal of z is greater than 3. Now we have several methods in dealing with this situation. So let me use the first approach. The first approach is that method 1. Now we knew that x plus y plus z is 1. So that implies that in this expression, we are going to replace anywhere we see 1, we are going to replace it with what? X plus y plus z. So this becomes 1 over x plus 1 over y plus 1 over z is equal to my 1 now is what? X plus y plus z over x plus the second expression 1. My 1 now is what? X plus y plus z over y. Then the last expression, that's plus another one is what? X plus y plus z over z. So now let's investigate. Now I can rewrite this as x over x plus y plus z over x, because this numerator will also affect the denominator. So then plus, this can also be expressed as x plus z plus y over y, then plus, this can also be written as x plus y all over z plus z over z. So I can now say that x plus x is equal to 1 plus y plus z over x plus, now x plus z plus y over y is equal to 1 plus the last one is x plus y over z, then z plus z is also equal to 1. Now 1 plus 1 is equal to 3. So 3 plus y plus z over x plus z over, this one should be over y. So over y, then include it over y, then plus x plus y over z. This one has been added to this one and this other one, which gives 3. Now, this is obviously, if you look at it critically, what we have to prove is that the reciprocal of the addition of those variables are greater than 3. Now, obviously, 3 plus whatever these values are, they are greater than 3. It's obvious. No matter how small these ones are, when you add it to 3, it's definitely greater than 3. So that concludes the first approach. Alita, when I say alita, I mean alternative. Alita, I can use another method. So what I'm trying to say is that when I want to use the second method, I can use 2 cases. Case 1. In case 1, we can assume that all the numbers are equal. If you are given 3 numbers, it's either the numbers are equal or the numbers are not equal. I can now say, without loss of generality, I can short form it as WLOG, without loss of generality. X is equal to y is equal to z. So I can make anyone to be the expression, the variable. So that was the reason I said without loss of generality. So if x equal to y equal to z, then this expression becomes x plus y plus z can now be written as x plus x, because we've said that y and z are also equal to x. Then the result to that is equal to 1. So what does that imply? X plus x plus x which in turn equal to 1. So I can now say that x is equal to 1/3. So if x is equal to 1/3, now that means y is also equal to 1/3 and z is equal to 1/3 because we said from Adam that x equal to y equal to z. So whatever x is our y, is also our z. Now let's come back to the inequality. 1 over x plus 1 over y plus 1 over z implies that 1 over my x is what? 1/3 plus 1 over y is also all over 1/3 plus 1 all over 1/3. So when we flip this to the numerator, when we reciprocate, this becomes 3 plus 3 plus 3, which is equal to 9, which is obviously greater than 3. So that one is quite easily done. That is for case 1. So 9 is obviously greater than 3. We've been able to prove that using that case when x equal to y equal to z. Now the second case, case 2. Now there is a principle, we call it the PIGEON principle. Using the PIGEON principle, using the PIGEON principle. The PIGEON principle states that the average of numbers is greater than the smallest of the numbers. Let's take for instance we have 3 numbers 6, 7 and 8. If you want to find the average of 6, 7 and 8 for instance, the average will be equal to 6 plus 7 plus 8 divided by 3. So what does that imply? That implies that 6 plus 7 plus 8 is 21 over 3, that is 7. Obviously 7 is greater than the smallest of the 3 numbers. So it's greater than the smallest. The smallest of these 3 numbers is 6. So when they are given numbers, when you take the average of those numbers, it's obviously greater than the smallest among the numbers. So that is what the PIGEON principle is talking about. Then without laws of generality again, we can say that let the smallest of the numbers be x. So if the smallest of the numbers is x, so I can say that the average, the mean is greater than the smallest of the number. So the mean of x, y, and z is x plus y plus z over 3. Then we want to check that it is greater than the smallest one. We assume that the smallest of the number is what? Is x. So if the smallest of the 3 numbers is x, so what does that mean? That means x is greater than. Now the average of the 3 numbers, the sum of the 3 numbers is already what? 1. So that is 1 over 3. So that means the average, which is 1 over 3, is what? Is greater than what? Is greater than the smallest. So that implies that 1/3 is greater than x. 1/3 is greater than x. So that is the meaning. Because the sum of the 3 numbers are x plus y plus z. Then x plus y plus z is already 1. Then divided by 3. So the average is 1/3 greater than the smallest because we assume that the smallest is x. So if 1/3 is greater than x, what does that imply? This implies that x is less than, if 1/3 is greater than x, then x is less than 1/3. Then from the rule of inequality, if I reciprocate x, suppose you have 2 greater than 1. Then what does that mean? If I reciprocate 2, 1 over 2 will be obviously less than what? 1 over 1. So when you reciprocate a number, the inequality sign will change. That is the rule of inequality. So this also implies that 1/3, if x is is less than 1/3, because 1/3 is greater than x, and x is obviously less than 1/3. 1/3 we get 1 over x. 1 over x is obviously greater than what? Is obviously greater than 3. Because the reciprocal of x is 1 over x, and the reciprocal of 1 over 3 is 3. So 1 over x is greater than 3. So if I now come back here, that 1 over x is greater than 3. Then if I decide to add 1 over y to everything here, so that means 1 over x plus 1 over y plus 1 over z is obviously greater than 3, because 1 over x is already greater than 3. So whatever values 1 over y and 1 over z added to 3 is obviously greater than 3. Q-E-D. What is it done? So now from this assertion, we can now say that the reciprocal of x plus the reciprocal of y plus the reciprocal of z is greater than 3. So life is continuous, life is differentiable, life is integrable, but not limited measurable.